This week on Dumb Pitches, my guest is Damon Sumner, and we take down racism in multiple ways. Will you exchange your baby with a different family so that they can learn a different culture? I think that's not the worst idea. And what if we change some derogatory terms to sound like they're desserts? Good work. And a game show idea that I think would be really interesting to watch, especially for those of us that grew up with a lot of boxed dinners. It's a great episode. Here we go. Dumb Pitches.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches with Monica Nevi. I'm Monica Nevi, your host. This is the show where we talk to successful people about their worst ideas. I'm going to catch my breath. I was just in traffic. I'm sorry. Okay. Now I'm here. I'm present and very excited for our guest. We've tried to have him on a few times and finally we're making it work, even though it's a little late. Damon Sumner is here. Yay.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Good. Thank you for sticking with it and actually helping us make it work.
We're here now, so we're gonna have a good time. I was listening to your. I'm a big fan. Let me just say that.
Oh.
And I was getting ready for the show and episode. I was listening to the one with Jenny.
Oh yeah,
Jenny.
yeah.
There. And her idea, I was like, this is actually a really good idea about that dating app with Google. I was like, yeah, somebody needs to take that.
I know, it's funny because sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I don't know if this is the worst. I mean, sometimes they're silly, but I'm like, this would actually, I mean, we don't have the faculties to make it ourselves, but we're like, put it out there. Maybe somebody will make it work.
Right.
But we do like to start the show, and you know this, with your good ideas, so everyone knows that you've had some good ideas. So, Damon Sumner, you've been on Epics. You're on the Weather Channel, which I would like to talk about in a little bit. You can hear him on Sirius XM, and your debut album is out now. It's called I Know Who I Am. So you guys got to check that out. Find that. Can you tell us why you were on the Weather Channel?
I do this show called Weather Gone Viral. It's classic talking head, people doing dumb stuff with weather. And it's a good time.
That's
it's a
awesome.
Good time. Weather will make you do dumb things. A lot of snow, crazy wind. There's a tornado coming. We'll get real stupid with bad weather.
That's awesome. That's a great idea. Okay, that's really well. Now I'm gonna have to check this out. Okay, so obviously you've had some good ideas. When you started thinking about the criteria here for the dumb pitches, what are your bad ideas you thought of?
So do we want to focus on one? Let me just go deep into one big idea.
You do whatever you want. Whatever you feel, we're here for you.
So here's my first one here. I threw this out to my wife, and she actually was like, "That you should not say that." And I was like, "Okay, well, I probably should say that."
Perfect. Yeah.
So I really feel like, in order for us to fight racism, Monica, just to go head on, okay, we got to do more baby swaps. And I'm talking full on Truman Show. I want to take Billie Jean, just Alabama. I want to take that little sweet old, just little cute, just ginger white fat baby, and just put him in this affluent black neighborhood, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion. And I would just want them to fully swap just for a full 365 days. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. Okay. I want a full baby swap. I think that needs to happen globally. And I think that needs to be mandatory. Those are strong feelings I have for that. I think you look up in 3 years, racism is over. So I'm coming out the gate with trying to end racism.
It's a strong stance, and I think we can all get on board with the hopeful end result. I like that idea a lot, actually, because and I don't, maybe is baby the best time? I don't know, with that, we want it to stick in there a little bit. But
This is why. That's fair. That's a great point. My wife said that too. The reason why I at least thought is that there's not a strong you haven't had the baby that long. Okay, so it's a short relationship, if we're honest. And then two, that baby also has a short disconnect. Like if my 7-year-old leaves me, heartbreak.
Right.
But this baby, you know what I'm saying? This baby don't know anything. This baby can't text.
Right.
Get out of here, baby.
So pre-text, at least. They need to be before they can text. Okay. I'm sure we've all run into people as adults, or if you went to college or whatever, where they came from a place where they have never experienced anyone different than themselves. So it became very apparent to me in college that people needed to do that in some way, or that their biases came from not ever having met anybody else, which I think is really fucking boring. But so as I like the idea of at least needing, it sounds like an exchange program, but just like instead of like to learn a language, you just go to learn a different, like anything different than yourself, I guess.
A whole new world. That's it. That's all I need.
And then,
go ahead.
Is there any like criteria as far as like they literally just basically do you have to trade babies, or is it like you just take one for a year and then you give them back, but then
you have to change. There's got to be this level of commitment to finish the program here. Okay, we got to go deep. There's got to be a level of investment. You know how it goes. Free show, low investment for the audience here.
Fair, yeah.
$20 a pop. Oh no, I'm gonna put on my good shirt. So I want to have people committed. You understand?
Yeah. Okay, so they would exchange because then they would get their own baby back.
That's it. And here's the thing. I haven't thought all the way through. The goal is to have your baby return back like you gave it. That's important. Got to have. Well, if I leave with a full head of hair, I can't come back with a baby with one ear. Like that's not.
Yes. Well, that makes it make more sense with the exchange, because then you're like, whatever, I'm giving their baby back as pristine as possible because I want mine to be healthy and all that stuff too. Exactly. So you would do the best job possible. That's just I don't know why it concerns me for some reason.
Please.
I'm not worried, and I'm afraid I'm going to get myself in trouble. I would not be worried to have the white baby go to a black family. I think that would be a great experience. I would be concerned, though, to send the black baby to the white family if they are like holding some of these biases we don't want white people to have. You know,
I hear you, and that's valid. And now we're getting real here. This is what happened right when we had. I'm just using one example because I'm teaching right now. Ruby Bridges. Somebody's got to take that leap to bring about change, right? Right. And let's be also honest. When you look at a sweet, innocent, naive, just chunky, thick-thighed, cute baby, that prejudice, those walls are crumbling down, baby.
That is
Couple
true.
of nights, blow that belly. Oh, come on.
I bet you there are some real like racist conservative leaders that their TikTok still pulls up like cute black babies, like they're just like, I love this. I just love watching these videos. So you're like, yeah, that becomes a human. Anyway.
At this age, I love them, Billie Jean. At this age.
Okay, so the baby might be an equalizer a little bit of like, babies are okay for whatever reason. Yes. Okay. That's a fair strategy. Do you have a name for the program?
Babies aren't us.
Babies aren't
us. That one didn't get a lot of workshopping.
Okay, you were quick though, which some people take a little longer. We're open to suggestions though.
We're open here to some other throw some ideas at the wall, see what sticks.
Baby exchange program. And it's for a full year.
365.
Okay.
Because I want you to go through seasons.
Right.
You got to go through that. Maybe a growth spurt. Holidays. You got to be able to interact. School start, school end.
That's fair. I like the holiday part is a good point too, because different families celebrate holidays differently, or different holidays. Whatever that would be. Oh, that would be interesting. At this point, I would like. I'm going to say too much, probably because I'm like tired, but I would love to do this as an adult, because I feel like we're all really on edge about like asking cultural questions sometimes. And if I was like, look, I'm in a cultural exchange program, and I'm going to live with this Jewish family for a year so that I understand more fully about Judaism, even though I want to be able to just ask the questions, but I don't want to sound stupid. So it might be an okay thing for adults too.
I'm just going to live with you for a year to avoid the questions.
Yeah. I'll learn. I'm taking notes. And then, white people love to eventually go, well, I lived with a Jewish family for a year, so I've had this experience. I built houses in Haiti or whatever, so I'm woke. We love that shit, so.
You do. I'm just going to echo it. You do.
Which, I mean, maybe it would be a source of pride as an adult if you were like, no, I did the baby exchange program. Because I always wished I had done like an immersion school, when they teach a different language. I had always wished that I did a Spanish immersion school and that I had known Spanish by the time I got to high school, but it wasn't an opportunity. So this is good.
I think most English-speaking Americans specifically, we've wasted a lot of time in middle school and high school in Spanish classes and never used it.
Yeah,
I'm just going,
no fair.
Lot.
I feel like nobody even remembers anything. I ended up taking 6 years, and I took it in college and stuff. But even now, there's not enough to, I don't have anybody to talk to half the time. So I forget. Well, I don't forget all of it, but I don't use it. So it is like you're never really, I don't know. But this, eventually, as an adult, hopefully, you would be in a more diverse situation at some point, and you'd be like, you know what? I did learn from the year I lived with that black family.
And this is the thing about the program too. This is everybody. This is a top to bottom. Anybody who's got a new baby has to go through. So this isn't an optional. No, thank you. We're good here. So everybody. So you'll look up, and in 5 years, millions of families will have had a chance to kind of share and learn.
I would think, especially for a full year too, knowing people who have done exchange programs or study abroad, something like that, you connect with those families and they kind of stay in your life, in some capacity as you go on anyways. So that's a good, it's not like, 1 year and we're done, which maybe, some people, look, there's going to be a curve no matter what. So there'll be some people who suck at this, and maybe that would help. I know racism is the goal here, but this could address poverty as well, because you're going like a family who maybe has more money and wouldn't consider issues with people who are on a different income level than themselves. That would be a good experience too, because no one is a bigger asshole than rich kids. Oh my God, they're the worst. Ooh. So give them a little experience.
Yep.
That would be good too. You might be onto something.
We got something. I'm gonna take this out of a bad idea and put this on the idea. Really work that out.
Yeah, we love a good, social justice. We got some real. These are issues we are currently facing every day. So it's nice when we get an idea that you're like, oh, well, I was already thinking about this. That's good. Oh man. All right, good start. What do you have another one?
Yes, I do. So, one, I'm gonna be random question here because how long have you been doing stand-up?
11 years.
Okay, I'll hit 12 years in this October.
Okay.
So what's up. So I brought that up because I've been seeing a lot of stand-ups host game shows, and now I'm like, ooh, that looks fun, right?
Fun, yes.
And so this idea I have, I want to shout out the hard-working class people. Maybe you can relate growing up. I know I definitely can. But we see a lot of cooking shows nowadays, a lot of cooking competition. And I'm going to be real for myself. I ain't going to speak for you. I ain't got most of those ingredients in my house.
Right.
Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, that ain't, I ain't got that. What is that?
Or the equipment that they have. I'm like, where do you even buy that?
Listen, where's the air fryer on this show? What's happening here?
We should do more air fryers.
So I want to host and make a cooking show competition where you got to make a meal with no fresh ingredients. It's got to be canned, bag, or boxed. And we're just going straight 1998 in here. Family Matters is on. You know what I'm saying? TGIF. We're going straight back in the day.
TGIF.
I don't want to see any fresh parsley hanging from the top. All this stuff. And I think it'll be really interesting. The chefs will be like, what are you making? Well, chef, today we got the double macaroni and cheese, and boom, boom, boom. So I think there's something here to this, but I don't think anybody would really buy it from a network.
I don't know either, but it's this is an interesting thing because my fiance and I talk about this a lot because she grew up watching the cooking shows and her mom was a good cook. And so they had a lot of the fresh stuff and different equipment and stuff. And then I was like, my parents worked until, 6:30 at night every night. So it was a lot of canned, everything, and our vegetables are always canned. Like
always canned.
Yeah, until I was like maybe in high school they started doing a little bit more, and the conversation around food changed like as a nation really about being like, oh well, there's a lot of sodium in canned foods, and we're like, well fuck, we didn't know that this whole time, whatever. So I've seen it as a challenge on a couple of cooking shows where they're like, give the fancy chefs, they're like, well, you have to use canned vegetables. And they're like, they hate it. They're like, fuck, really? Like they get some, they're like, what is this? Or like or even a microwave. Most of them are like, I don't even have a microwave. I've never used one. And I'm like, yeah, this is all we had. Like I had to cook for myself after school all the time because my parents weren't home. And so that was all. It was always microwavable. It was always in a can or a box or in the freezer or something. And so it was.
That was the life. I'm right there with you, Monica. The microwave was the original Instapot. Okay, the microwave did everything you needed it to do. You understand?
Yeah.
You need to heat up some Theraflu. We got you. You need to defrost chicken. We got you. What do you want? We got you.
Yeah. Oh, that's the original Instapot. That's a good. But the microwave should rebrand a little bit. I don't know why you're getting all these fancy gadgets. Microwave is the cable of the kitchen where it's like eventually you're coming back here. Okay, now you're buying all these streaming programs, when really it's just doing what we were doing in the first place.
From the beginning.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man.
Okay, so but it has nothing. So even like if you were to use like milk and stuff, it needs to be like the condensed milk and stuff like everything is from or powdered milk or whatever. Yeah.
Powdered, gotta pop it like this. Not even frozen. That's too much. Not even frozen. Yeah.
Okay, so anything that's basically what you would donate to a food drive.
That's it.
Yeah.
We gonna live at a food drive.
Which again, here we go. Now we're opening some eyes to what type of things, because that was people would always donate the canned foods that like they wouldn't even themselves eat, that were just left in the.
Yeah. Well, I don't want your succotash, ma'am.
You're like, lucky you. Here you go. But that would be interesting. Okay, so are the contestants like chefs? Like this is their job, or is it just like
they're middle class chefs? They're working class chefs.
Okay.
They got off work at 7, and this is the thing too. We're just gonna add this in here for the bonus round. They have to go to work. Like they have to work before they come to the show. they gotta come in tired from commute, right?
Yeah.
Drop off the kids at soccer, and then come in and have to cook a meal and then go.
We're making it real here.
And make it fresh. You can't come from the makeup counter. No, we're here.
That's I like that, because you don't ever think about, because even when they do the like home cook, whatever on just so chopped, but then it's like, oh, these are all home cooks, and then they get there and you're like, yeah, but she was a stay-at-home mom, but not today. She was here this whole day, or he's a firefighter normally, but he's also a chef, and you're like, yes, but did he put a fire out today?
Did he put a fire out today? Did she have to watch Encanto 3 times before cooking?
Today, she's singing.
Today.
I like that one.
Oh man, we're trying. Do I have time for one more?
Yeah.
So this one here, if I'm honest, is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
And quite confident it would have to have happened on like Spike TV in 2001. So we'll set that up. It started from my podcast. I do a couple podcasts. And so you ever heard of flavorism?
No.
Good. We made it up. We want to be authentic. So this goes a little bit back to like a little bit of prejudice here. So I heard this bit from this very comical, I can't think of. Darn. Anywho, long story short, talks about when we're home, when we're with the people that we love, we try to be good people, but we also still say things, do things that we wouldn't necessarily do outside of our closed doors, right? I think we can agree on that as people,
Yeah.
right? Safe space here. And so one way where we can show this playful area is we want to create playful prejudice terms that make us feel more content. Again, caveat, this isn't working in 2022. We're in 2001. Okay.
Spike TV.
Okay.
The golden age of uncensorship.
So all of the slurs that you hear, this also is a similar to an old Aziz bit. Rest in peace, Aziz. And so and so if when people get on the planes, right, and they're always like there's babies on the planes. Well, babies don't know those are slurs, but when people use the word baby on a plane, that's a slur. Like, people hate babies. If you see babies come on a plane, you're thinking prejudice off top, right? Yeah. We can be real, right? But if you were like, oh, these breastfed bums, you're like, oh, well, that sounds a little sweeter than just this. Right?
And the baby wouldn't know, so that's good.
They wouldn't know anything, right?
Yeah.
Or if you just, my friends and I, he's another Black comic as well, great guy, David Perdue. And, we'll have these things where we're like, oh, there's a lot of Tootsie Rolls in here. And so basically all of the prejudice slang is just flavors or sweets, and it just lessens it down. So I see this game show, Spike TV, me and you were co-hosting, we're going in like real, what was that, Chelsea, lately? Mm-hmm. Just real game show vibes here. We kind of give them like a picture or a category, and they've got to come up with some flavorisms, right? That's real kind and sweet, right? Like, okay. Well, that was a little on the nose, but I have to think of some more. One of my favorites is that we call, so it's two Black comics, a white comic, and then just another white producer. So a nice little Oreo cookie, the four of us, and they're marshmallows to us, right? We're ginger snaps, and it's just this fine little banter here. Okay. But okay, Monica, because I don't know who's listening to this show, and they're like, oh, this would never happen. Is that supposed to happen in 2022?
I like how defensive you've been about this one the whole time.
I want to, because as I say it out loud, when I said it in the shower, I was like, oh yeah, this is kill. And then I say it in front of people, and they're like, you will get canceled right now. So flavorisms, I'm trying to bring that into the thing here. Okay. All right. Like, for example, Monica, give me off the top, off the dome, you're a professional. Give me a fun, lighthearted flavorism anywhere, and just give me a word that's got like a dessert feel that could be used in that sense.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would say, I don't know why this really. I feel like it is too on the nose to use a word that's like, because I'm thinking for the gay community, it could be like, like a rainbow swirl or something. But then if you say rainbow, that feels too on the nose, Okay,
that's fair. Okay. My grandma would call them sugar cookies. And I was like, Grandma, this isn't 47, but I hear where you're going, Grandma. Right? A lot of zebra cakes walked in right now. And so and here's the thing. These are inside jokes here where actually, everything I do is a Little Debbie reference. So let me just start by
this really started with just my love for desserts.
This really just started with me trying to bring more Little Debbie. I'm a Little Debbie apologist. Trying to bring more Little Debbie.
Little Debbie apologist.
Into the terminology. But like Star Crunch. All right? That could be a good one right there. Like, whoo. A lot of Star Crunches in here today. And, nobody knows really what you're saying, but and your crew know.
It's the original Twinkies. That's just a bunch of original Twinkies. Look at that.
Oh, we're warming up now. We're warming up in here now.
Yeah. It is. Oh, yeah. But to be honest, I would have rather be called a sugar cookie than the other, options for being, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'd be like, whatever.
I would much rather be called a Tootsie Roll than a coon or a color. So I'll take Tootsie Roll all day over here. Yeah, okay.
Right. Yes, I think that. If we can't just eradicate racism in general, we could ease ourselves in with the baby exchange program and the flavorisms. I think we're on our way.
I'm just trying to help us with the one-step program down. That's all. We're not going cold turkey with racism. It's in our bones.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in our bones. You can't. It's not going to be a quick switch. We've tried many things, and yeah. So
did not work.
Look, we're here to give some new options. Which maybe we should start with the flavorisms, because then when the baby exchange program starts, they won't, when they're asking what baby did you get, it might be a little less offensive to say.
Yeah, I got an old cream. Look at you out here. Yeah, I got 2 banana twins. That is adorable. Banana twins over here.
You got 2. Oh yeah, if you had twins, would you have to trade for twins? Probably.
Well, I had to give up a fudge round and another butter, so that was a tough time. We figured it out.
It sounds like you're trading at lunchtime or something like. We could keep teachers out of trouble probably with all this. That'd be good.
All this,
yeah.
Who you got in the class? Woo, girl, and they really want to say blah blah blah, but they put it down with the flavorism.
Right.
It feels better at the PTA.
There you go. My 5th period, I have all Twinkies and 1 Tootsie Roll, and I feel bad for the Tootsie Roll.
Oh, no. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see how this just starts to pick up?
It's fun either way. And honestly, I mean, yes, 2001 might be a better time to have everyone feel comfortable with an idea like this. But if we're going to err on the side of let's lighten up a little bit, I think it's fun.
I think so. And that's what we want at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely. That's perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here and being flexible and continuing to get on. I'm excited, and everyone needs to go find your album. It's called I Know Who I Am, and it's available everywhere. Is that true?
It's everywhere. Check it out, please.
All right. And then where can people follow you and check out your podcasts and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can find me over Instagram and TikTok. Let me say it with my chest. I've been holding that too close in.
You've been embarrassed about the TikTok?
I'm on TikTok.
I did that too. Yeah.
Damon Jr. 2. DAMONJR, the number 2. Damon Jr. 1. Didn't want to give it up. You lame over here. You butter snap. Anyway, check me out. Damon Jr. 2. I'm on everything.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, go follow Damon. And if you're here on YouTube, give us a subscribe. If you're not already part of our YouTube membership, please do. You get these episodes a day before. You get behind the scenes episodes. You get live streams that are only for members. Lots of fun stuff. It's worth it, I promise. And if you're listening, just rate, review, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Come see me live, monicanevi.com/calendar for all my live dates. And but right now you can just keep watching Dumb Pitches.
You're weird.
Yes.